like I mentioned in the last video, just gotta take that one bite at a time. And sometimes I took a bite and then I regurgitated it out. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Welcome back, boys and girls. I'm going to continue work on Elektra here. I left the last video a little bit sad because my LEDs were just not fitting in the lamp sockets, because the LEDs that I have, the bases are just so thick that you have to really push down hard and it still doesn't work. And then you try and hold the socket from underneath and push from up top. With the playfield raised up, it's extremely awkward, and that wasn't even working. So I fought for 20 minutes and successfully installed 2 of 10 LED attempts. So I was a little demoralized because I really want to LED this machine. Then I've learned that it might be a lot more difficult than I think to hardtop this upper and lower playfield, so I got even more demoralized. But last night I watched some videos on installing a hardtop, and it terrified me even more. So, still not opposed to the idea, it's just terrifying. Sanding off the inserts is not that big of a deal. Making sure all the ramps line up to the new lip height, like the new height of the hardtop. What if there's a lip there and the ball just launches into orbit? Actually, it already does, so just launch more into orbit. These ramps are pretty steep, and I don't know why, but once I put the glass on, definitely the ball's going to be smacking some glass. Then I heard about all the difficulties about all the rollovers. So, I left last video in a bit of a LED and hardtop funk. So I'm going to try and recover from that. I messaged Ryan Wanger of Comet Pinball and asked him basically, you know, what his thoughts are, and just his LEDs. What? I can't even get that back in. Does his LEDs have a thinner or thicker base? Here, check this out. I'll show you. Actually, let's turn off my dehumidifier. Off. There we go. Oh, I think I turned it off and then back on. Yep, I did. Let's try that one more time. Come on. There we go. Okay, here. Look at this. See how thick that is? I know it's not focusing very well. And then, look at this. See how nice and thin that is? Let's do a little test. See if this guy fits. I mean, it is hard enough with the friggin' plexiglass here to even get your fingers into these spots, let alone fight with friggin' thick bases. But oh, see that? That actually went in smooth. Let's try one in the back box. Yeah, see that? That's the solution right there. Okay, I need to buy 150 LEDs for this machine that have a thin base like this. That actually is the solution. These thick ass buggers, you just fight. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm, you know, it's a little bit easier in the back box because you just have space to work with, but you kind of work it in from one side to the other. It goes, but not without a fight. But, you know, once you start getting into some of these awkward areas, like, yeah, sure, I can, I don't know, remove some stuff, but if I remove this switch, is this really going to help me all that much? And I don't even want to really stick it in because it's friggin' darn near impossible to pull it out once you got it in. Let's try and find a spot here that's okay. That one actually went. So it's that one was kind of lucky. But I tell you, I fought. And it hurts your thumbs too. You gotta push hard. After about 200 LEDs, I'll lose my friggin' thumbprint. So, alright. I think if I find the right size LEDs, I could probably pull this off. So I will probably yoink all these guys out. Although I squoze every socket nice and tight, and so they would squeeze the bulbs good. But I'm not going to give up on LEDs now. And I don't think I'm going to give up on hardtop yet either. Still haven't heard back from Outside Edge, but I will ping them. And I will say, just hook me up, brother. Because I was waiting for a quote, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I know it's going to be $200-300 for the upper and lower. And I don't know, I might not have to. I'll probably have to remove all the posts, these rail guides. I don't know about these metal things. I'm probably going to have to remove them. Probably the switch, the flipper bats. So, and then same with the lower playfield. Flipper bats are going to have to come off. So if I'm doing that, I might as well change out the flipper bats potentially. Like, look at these guys. Nasty. If I'm changing flipper bats, I might as well go translucent blue like Xenon, which would look pretty friggin' cool. So, we'll see how that all comes along. In the meanwhile, I'll do other crap. I'm got this side here cleaned, and now I'll move on to this side under these ramps. I'll remove the ramps. I'll just keep cleaning, doing what I can until I got all the parts I need to put the rest of everything together. I can't remove the apron because I really need it to lift and lower and raise the playfield. But what I can do is remove it, clean it, and then put it right back. Clean up all this crap. Ew. So, I am going to get cracking on that. There's not really much else. These are, I think, the LEDs from Dave Still. Those are thick buggers, so no, they ain't gonna work. And this is all the old rubber and whatever was living in there, we do not know. Spiders. Green tube for lighting. That is all garbage. But the good news, brand new plastic set that I forgot that I bought with some stuff a few years ago. So, time to get to work. I'll report back soon. Look who's back. Hank on Princess. What are you doing, you little monkey? Oh, you like fish, do you? Oh yeah, you do. You like fun houses? Where are you going this time? Alright, Hank. Time for you to go back outside. You really like to explore, though, don't you? Alright. You're the new star of the show. What's his next move gonna be? Don't get yourself in any trouble, you silly. Okay, here's a bit of an update. These are the ramps all cleaned up with my Quad Zero steel wool. They look pretty nice and shiny. Here's kind of a before. I've talked to Kevin, and he's gonna repair this broken lane guide for me, and the ramp as well. But yeah, that's what it looked like before. And he needs this for his party zone. It is missing, and I happen to have one, so that's gonna go to him. These screws, remember this. Black screws are the longer ones, they go on the bottom of the ramp. Silver screws are the shorter ones, they go on the top of the ramp, okay? That goes in that pile. Remind me later. And remind me not to forget the little shims for the bottom of each ramp. Okay, so I just removed the apron. this is what we're looking at. Pretty crusty. It's quite the friggin' contraption. Such a unique way Bally did this. Huh. Never seen this setup before. I imagine it's used on something else. Did I tell you I straightened this guy out, by the way? He's nice now. So I gotta clean up all this crap, but I have removed every post, white and red, and cleaned as much of the gunk as I could. Removed all the metals, polished them up. That one's not as shiny. Actually, I haven't removed the spinner bracket yet. Oh, I gotta clean the spinner too. So remove the ramps. There's a piece of mylar here I removed. A lot of this dirt is underneath the plexi, so I can't get at that. Clean the targets. And the green one's a little better. Yep, there. Or turquoise or whatever they are. So, getting kind of close to the cleaning completion on, hey, this doesn't look like, I must have missed this post somehow, because A, it's not clean, and B, I tightened all my posts down, so I will do that guy. I just use a little bit of water and my brush here, get all the novus out of the cracks. And also, I check photos to see if this is correct, and it does look to be correct. A plastic goes from here to here. And then I looked on this side, and it was missing the gray spacer. So I actually had to cut a gray spacer to make one of the correct height. And maybe I'm missing something here that would, or maybe here is where the other plastic goes. But I forgot what goes here, or if there was any. Oh, these two holes were those big Honk and Red Robertson screws. Okay, those are, yeah, ignore those, Michael. So the other plastic must go from here to here. So that should be all set now. And yeah, so maybe I'll polish this guy up a little bit as well, make that a little bit shinier. Cleaned up the black rails full of all the crust and dust. I need to clean all the playfield switches, which there are one missing. So that'll be 3, 4. That's it for those types of leaf switches. And there's a couple up here. So do those guys. Looks like these guys could use some new target foam. What about you guys? Oh, was there no target foam on any of these originally? Look, I think there wasn't any. I think I hear Jamie talking to Hank again. He must be out back. Likes to hang out here more than his house. Oh, I hear jingling. Hank's got a new bell. Are you coming down, Hanky? Hanky. Oh, he's back in the house. Oh, I hear you. There you are. What are you doing? Are you locked down here with me for now? Nope. Okay. Back to work. Okay, here's where I'm at. I got under the apron all cleaned up. Oh, I forgot. There's a light bulb supposed to be there. Remind me about that. And I thought I would fight, and boy did I fight, with some LEDs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the fight was too real and I gave up again. Here's the incandescent side. You can see even some of them are not even working. And then the LED side. So I have to decide, do I want to just stick with incandescent or fight the battle. I feel like if I can find some LEDs that don't have such thick bases, then that would be a good solution. And maybe Comet Pinball has them. If so, I gotta wait a couple weeks for them. And can't really do any rubbering of the playfield until the LEDs are installed. It's just easier that way. And I can't really do anything up here until I know for sure if I'm getting that hard top or not. I mean, I guess I can clean it to a certain degree. And yeah, so I'm kind of just at a deciding point. What do? I really want to go LED, but my fingers are sore. So I either gotta, I'm not gonna try and fight any more of these thick ones in. That is enough fighting with those. So maybe I'll wait to hear back from Ryan Wanger at Comet. Sent him a message. Don't know if I mentioned that yet or not, but he will know. Comet Pinball owner and master of LEDs. If I sent him a photo too, of a couple different LED bases, so maybe I'll wait to see what he says before deciding how I want to proceed. Otherwise, I guess I could work on, I can't really rebuild flippers because I don't have flipper bats in stock. The question is, what can I do? I can rebuild the shooter. I can install a lock. What else? So I kind of, as you can see, at a bit of a standstill here. So I guess that's probably going to be a short video in the end of this one. But hey, this is turning out to be quite the elephant. Like I mentioned in the last video, just gotta take that one bite at a time. And sometimes I took a bite and then I regurgitated it out, and then I bit it back in, and then I spit it out. And so I'm not sure if I'm what I'm doing exactly, but I'm sure I will figure it out, right, Elektra? You are one challenging lady, but we'll figure it out sooner or later. All right, see you guys in the next one. All right, just a little brief bit of bonus footage. I rebuilt the shooter, got a new barrel spring, new shooter tip, all cleaned up, and that is now happy. Then I stole this switch here from this parts playfield, which came in very handy, and installed the missing switch. I installed it right here, and then added the 2 wires from the other slingshot switch. In hindsight, I can also fix a couple of these hangers here. We got one there and one there. But I'm actually going to wrap things up now for real this time. So see you next time.